All right, 3:40 a.m. Let us continue. The way back to the cabin feels short this time. Before I knew it, it was right in front of my eyes. Lillian is outside next to the door. She was waiting for us. Brave knight, I see you finally came, she said with a confident smile. Her attitude is very different from the first time I saw her. Just from looking at her, I'm sure of it. She is not any innocent soul. It's a shame to see you with that woman. I had hopes for you. Axel wouldn't be fooled by you again, Ashley replied, talking in my place. At that moment, I see Lillian make a grimace of disgust. But soon she recovers her look of confidence. I wanted to see Axel be my companion since he kindly came to rescue me. Yeah, is that true? I feel like that's not true. I mean, I guess there's no way of knowing if that's true. But oh well, it's not important. I already got enough energy from him. With that alone, I have surpassed even you. Finally, I'll be able to get rid of you, Ashley, said Lillian. Oh, sorry. Ashley, said Lillian, pronouncing her name with a mocking tone while giving us a malicious smile. Her victory was in the palm of her hand, until she realized that it wasn't. Ashley instantly roars, furious. We won't know until you try it. After saying that, she crosses her arms proudly. Once I beat you, nothing shall stop me from completing my revenge. Why do you want to even do that? It's been such a long time. The people who hurt you are already fucking dead, you dumb cunt, and not even the memory of the crime committed here exists anymore. It's just a village of innocent people. You're right, but someone has to suffer, responded Lillian without hesitation, not doubting a single moment, leaving me completely cold. After seeing my reaction to her answer, she directed an evil smile right at me as if her words meant nothing. That makes me angry. And what do you win by doing that? I yell at the same time. I close my hands into fists. I simply couldn't accept it. It was too much. I just want them to suffer like I did. If I don't make them suffer, then who will? Who will be the carrier of this hate that every day eats at me from inside like parasites which sicken and deform me? Yeah, I feel like that could have been described a lot better. Lillian pauses. It is unfair that I continue to suffer while they're innocent. What? What? Lillian then speaks out at the same time she hits her chest, showing how much that meant for her. Yeah, man, the grammar in this game fucking sucks. Oh my goodness. This is more than pain. It is the proof of my existence. She pauses and exhales, calming herself. Anyway, enough with the speeches. I will end you and then bring my revenge to the townspeople. Then, without saying anything more, the battle between the two began. It was something that my mind could not even comprehend. A show of power and magic that deformed reality itself. Ashley repeatedly attacks by firing a strange translucent power as if hot air. Yeah, I was right. She's got that heat magic or whatever. Just from seeing it, I know that it has enough strength to knock down a house, but Lillian doesn't even blink. She calmly moves a hand, creating a barrier that reflects her attacks each time. Man, wouldn't it be cool if we could, see any of this? Or, any stills of art for this? Or, anything, at all? Almost like this is the climax of the entire story, and you should see at least something. I don't know. Call me crazy. Interestingly, it was Ashley who was most active. She attacked incessantly from many different angles, while Lillian always stays still, reflecting her attacks and fighting back, always with a smile on her face. After seeing that those attacks will not have any effect, Ashley changes strategy. She transforms herself into an imaginary white beast and charges against Lillian. However, Lillian transforms her body, just like her, into an unknown dark being and resists the attack. Ashley regains human form, making a grimace of disgust. Both had wounds after this confrontation, but then, before my eyes, I see how they place their hands on their wounds and heal them magically. Apparently, the two have the same powers. The only thing different was their personalities. You know, roughly. There's simply no words to describe it, at least my mind was not able to find them. I only knew that during the fight, neither of the two seemed to have an advantage over the other. Everything indicated that it was an even match. On several occasions, I beheld bright and colorful lights, superhuman abilities, multiplication of bodies, teleportation, healing, transformation, and many other powers that seemed to come out of a fairy tale. Combat seems to last forever. It's too bad we can't see even one art still of it. Every second, every attack and defense were loaded with so much tension and emotion that time had simply disappeared for me. The only thing that captured my attention was seeing the two girls fighting in such a fantastic way. Finally, after an unknown time, both fall. On the ground, bloody, they look into each other's eyes. The blue eyes beheld the red ones and vice versa. Both then smile. Ashley proudly, Lillian with irony. I don't know if Axel knows what irony even means. It seemed that the two were anticipating that end. You did very well. I didn't expect that, Lillian said honestly. You doubted me? Stupid girl. Ashley replied with arrogance, even though her lips were stained with blood. Lillian then shows us a smile of full malice. You've always been like that. Even a mutual death you consider a victory. You really are an idiot. You should be more selfish. It's strange, but she does not sound angry in the least. You may be right, but all I wanted was to stop you, replied Ashley, proud of herself. There was not a hint of regret in her words. Okay, I accept my defeat, but at least in these last moments of my life, I want to be at peace with you. Is that okay? Lillian responded with a friendly smile. Man, if I had any context on their relationship at all, then this might be, a thing. To be honest, I was going to say the same thing. Ashley ends with an ironic smile. I silently watched them both as they talked, feeling a strange fascination mixed with an unmistakable feeling of sadness. I just met them this evening, but somehow it pains me to see them as that. Somehow I've formed a bond with them. It was then that I see them slowly start to disappear. Suddenly the two turn to set their eyes on me, giving me one last smile. Oh my god. Goodbye, noble knight. I confess I enjoyed it. It wasn't all an act, Lillian said, looking at me with a tenderness that breaks my heart. Thank you. Ashley, I can't help but feel nostalgia at that moment. I knew this was going to be their last goodbye. Even if I didn't want to admit it, that was their fate. Is it alright for it to end like this? Don't worry, everything will be fine now. Finally, my reason for existing has been fulfilled. I have no regrets. Then this is our goodbye. Yes. Suddenly she recovers her proud attitude. However, this time was different. She was happy. Actually happy. It was a pleasure to meet you, you stupid fuck. Ashley said with her normal arrogance, but now instead of anger, it made me feel like I was about to cry. Well done. I mean, that's a reasonable response, I guess. You just watched people kill each other. It was fun to meet you, said both of them in unison. Those were their last words. Okay, then. Then they disappear, dispersed in the form of particles of light, as if small fireflies were escaping from their bodies with a beautiful but depressing green color. Without thinking, I run towards them. Even if I couldn't do anything, I wanted to touch them one last time. But the only thing my hands were able to reach are the particles of light that slipped out between my fingers as if they were water. Then I see the light rise higher and higher until it disappears into the night sky. Hey, the moon. That means the story's about to end again, guys. I did it. I'm a hero. I'm the one who finally broke the curse. I just watched two people kill each other. And that's it. Now no one else here will be trapped by it. But then, why do I have this face that looks as if it wants to cry but has no tears? Why do I feel so terrible? Life is more than just victory or defeat. And tonight I learned that in the best possible way. I wouldn't use the word best to describe that, but I can understand what you mean, at least. I finally got out of the forest and it was almost morning. Axel, Axel! There's the voice of my friends over here. Yeah, we've seen all of this before, right? I knew that they wouldn't believe my story if I told them, so I didn't bother to do so. And so, as suddenly as it happened, the night was left behind, being replaced by boring days, almost identical days. But at least I had achieved our goal. I had a night worthy of remembering. Okay. November 15th. Okay. Like 16 days later. "16 days have passed since then. Suddenly I see a cat walk by. Ashley? I asked without even thinking. Cat turns to look at me confused, but of course she couldn't possibly be who I spoke of. The cat seemed oddly friendly with humans. She observes me shyly but doesn't growl at me. Without much thought, I decided to adopt her, maybe in hopes Ashley would come back someday. Even if that was an impossible desire. Having this cute cat will make me remember Ashley forever. It might have been just a night, but it was an experience I would never forget. I held the cat in my hands. She actually looks happy for having a new owner. Seeing her like that makes me smile. Without a doubt, you'll be good company." Aw. Well, that was actually sort of cute. I can't not give this game so much shit. It's really hard not to give this game shit. It's so hard to relate to any of the sentiments being shown to me. Other than Ashley. It's the only relatable character. But that's fine, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. It's probably a really, really small team. It's fine. It's a free game. If you've made it this far to hear me saying this, then I don't even have to tell you to check it out, because you've just checked it out. I'm not done yet. I'm not going to stop. I've been playing this for almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to do the last ending or two that I'm sure is there. I had one more option. So, let's do that. Let's do it. Alright. I don't trust you, cat. I'm sorry, but I just don't believe you. I say suddenly with a voice more serious than before. It's no joke. I feel bad for saying it, but it's how I really feel. You attacked me and my friends. Why should I help you? The face Ashley makes says it all. She simply can't believe it. But, she murmured with disbelief reflecting on her red eyes. She seemed hurt, but there's no turning back. I'm sorry, but this is my decision, I said, putting an end to the conversation. Later. And then added, starting to walk back to the cabin. Okay, fine. Just fucking get back over there and go to her then. Just let the whole world die. Whatever. Fuck it. Ashley suddenly said, furious. The truth is, I can't blame her. I mean, I am condemning the entire world to death just so that I could get my dick wet. I hope you don't regret it later, you fucking faggot. I literally can't even imagine why someone wouldn't trust Ashley. Not saying more, I distance myself from her one step at a time. Before losing sight of her, I take a look back. She's on her knees, facing towards the ground. I feel sorry for her, but I've already made my decision. I wonder how Lillian is doing. I hope she's doing well, since we were attacked by Ashley for no reason. Yeah, no reason at all. There's no reason at all. It's fine, whatever. No doubt I felt something for her when I kissed her, because, I just love people that I just met. I just love them. When I meet somebody, I'm in love with them immediately. Unless they're Ashley. Fuck her. But perhaps there's more behind it than what I heard from Ashley. I should go talk to Lillian. I guess this might be the Lillian ending. The ending where she's like, Oh, I was thinking about making him my dude. Or whatever. Whoops. Come on, load. Alright, there you go. Finally, I'm here. Again, the image of the old cabin stands in front of my eyes. I sigh, doubting for a second, but I have to be strong. Arming myself with courage, I go towards the cabin and prepare to knock on the door. But just at that moment, someone or something stops me. I'm pretty sure she doesn't belch like that, though. I tried to stifle it really badly. I hope that didn't get picked up. It was pretty bad. Axel! Before I knew it, Lillian opens the door and gives me a warm hug, excited to see me back. It seems that she heard my footsteps as I approached, or perhaps she has some power of observation. Either way, it doesn't matter. She's here and seems happy to see me. Brave knight, you're back safe and sound, Lillian said while looking me in the eyes tenderly, then giving me a sweet smile. It seems impossible that she could do something as evil as Ashley said. Yeah, it seems so, I murmur without much emotion. I was more than confused. No matter what I do, something always seems to be wrong. Don't worry about me. I'm much better now, thanks to the help you gave me. Lillian ends with a sweet smile. However, now I should reward you for coming back to my side. The last thing she says calls my attention instantly, because of course it does. Reward me? I repeat inquisitively. I don't think that's spelled right. Yeah. Can it be spelled with a Z? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. What kind of reward can she be talking about? Gee, what do you think? Of course, since you managed to escape from the claws of that horrible Ashley and you've shown loyalty to me, that is why you will have your reward. And then she just fucking gets on her knees. After saying that, Lillian's eyes turn naughty. Yeah, because of course they do. She looks into my eyes with a playful smile. Suddenly she approaches her face close. Suddenly she draws her face closer to mine. I could smell her. Yeah, you just smell the estrogen pouring off of her body. Before there wasn't any, since she had yet to truly materialize. Close your eyes and you shall receive your reward. Lillian says those words very gently. There's something charming in her voice. I can't resist her. And then you close your eyes, and then she sucks her fucking soul out. Before I knew it, I closed my eyes. She asked me. At the moment, her lips and mine come together again. Only this time it's much more intense. I could feel her heat and softness in more detail. It's much more passionate. Not any shame. Kissed, overflowing with lust and desire. Yep, and then there it is. Suddenly I feel the strength leaving my body. She holds me tight so that I don't fall down as if I were a toy. After kissing her from the bottom of my heart, I am left without any energy. My skin is pale. My body feels cold, heavy as if made of lead. Yeah, what did you think was going to happen? Oh. Don't worry, I won't take your life, Lillian said, full of pride. Besides, I have more than enough energy to accomplish my vengeance now. Suddenly she smiles. It's a malicious smile that I never would have wanted to see. Wait, did she say revenge? My mind is barely working right now. Everything looks fuzzy. Everything is so confusing. I don't even seem to mind hearing that, or imagine how cruel it could be. Definitely there's something broken in me. Maybe it's because you're a fucking idiot! You've shown loyalty to me, so you'll be my partner in this eternity. That kiss was our contract. You shall be my servant and will obey me and please me in everything that I need. After saying that, Lillian suddenly begins to laugh, an eerie laughter filled with joy. Yes, my lady. Yes, my lady. Wow. Was all that I could say without showing any rejection, without any resistance. My body and my mind had ceased to be under my control. Now I'm a thrall. That's great. It's my first slave. How pleasing. I never thought that I would find a human so stupid, but at the same time noble as you. I think I got really lucky. Lillian's look at that time reflects a seductive malice. There are cruel blue eyes that love to be like that. But there's a problem. A slave without power isn't very useful. She pauses and snaps her fingers. I know, I'll share some of my power with you. Count yourself lucky. After saying that, she laughs playfully, then she sets her gaze on me. Suddenly feel that my strength is returning to normal. She lets go of me and I have no problem standing on my own. But soon I realize that I was wrong. I feel even stronger than before. No shit. I can see where this is fucking going. Great. Now just one more thing left to do. Kill that dumb bitch Ashley. Lillian said as she looks at me with a mischievous smile. Surely she wasn't thinking anything good. But before she could say any more, something interrupts her. Ashley appeared in front of the two of us. Jesus Christ. Thank God you're still alive. Come with me, we could still beat her, Ashley shouted, sounding almost desperate. I hear it, but even if I want to, my body doesn't respond. I'm completely still as if I was a statue. You idiot, what are you waiting for? Flee! Ashley said, seeing my lack of reaction, sounding even more desperate. Here, the only idiot is you, don't you realize? It was not necessary to kill him to carry out my plan. Lillian responded, overflowing with pride and confidence. The look in her blue eyes says it all. She already had the victory in her hands. Ashley freezes for a second from the impression. She was stunned. Wait, what are you trying to say? She asked, full of disbelief that was visible from plain sight. Lillian smiles. Simple. He gave me all of his energy, and as a reward, I allowed him to be my slave. Usoda! You liar! You're a liar! Ashley doesn't take the news well. She screams furiously while looking with hatred at Lillian. The enmity of the two must be something deeper than what I imagined. No, it's the truth, was the simple response of Lillian, displaying a confident smile that was almost insulting to see. Ashley bites her lower lip with anguish. Her eyes at the time become sharp. I didn't expect to have to use this method, but there's no other option. Suddenly, Ashley's nails grow long and sharp as knives. She points to her own jugular. Stop her, ordered Lillian without hesitation. Why? At that moment, I feel my body disintegrate, and before I knew it, I was right next to Ashley. Wow, okay. In less than a blink, I had changed positions. By pure instinct, I grab her arms and stop Ashley. No, let go of me, you big fucking idiot. I have to do this so you don't know what'll happen. She tries to escape, but now I have more strength, superhuman strength. I will not allow you to do that, Lillian said, ending with a short laugh. Then she smiles full of confidence, partially hiding her lips behind one hand with elegance. Let me go! Let me go! Ashley repeats the same thing over and over, but little by little she becomes quieter, accepting her defeat. She then lowers her head in silence. It appeared something was stealing her power. It's my fault that something is no other than me. You'll be my main guest, Ashley, of how I carry out my revenge. You don't have to worry about those idiot humans. Besides, deep down, you wanted it too. Ashley silently accepts her fate. It breaks my heart to see her like that. But no matter how hard I try, my body doesn't listen to me, not even a single muscle. Tonight, I will fulfill the reason of my existence. How beautiful. After so long waiting for this day, finally they will know my revenge. Finally. I don't know why I chose that laugh, but you know. Lillian looks very different from when I first saw her, almost like she was the antagonist. She now can't stop laughing with euphoria. Every single one of her laughs leaves a scar in my heart. Now I understand my mistake, now that it's too late. My body has become her slave. I'm just a puppet now, waiting for my lady to pull my strings. Yeah. Could have told you that. That night, I was a witness to the most heinous act someone could commit. Murders, torture, screams, blood, tears. I saw all of it, more than once each. Family, friends, neighbors murdered, and I couldn't do anything about it. No, that isn't right. My own hands were the ones who took their lives. I still remember their faces in agony, silently begging me to stop. But no matter how much I wanted to, my will is controlled by someone else. I'm just a thrall now, waiting for my mistress to pull my strings. An eternal life, filled with misery, is all that awaits me now. All because I just wanted to get my dick wet. In my despair, I managed to break the control of Lillian, but just for long enough to make a single move. Oh, okay. Surrounded by death and fire, I shout a loud and heartbreaking scream into the sky. My voice echoes all over, carrying a message of pain for which there are no words. So you have a moment to do something, and all you do is scream. Alright. Okay, then. Good job, Axel. My revenge in this town is fulfilled. However, this is not the end. This is the beginning. Lillian pauses. She beholds the destruction of the town with satisfaction, and then turns to look at me with a smile. We're leaving. Yes, my princess. You're so cute. Seeing her smile makes my heart pound. Although I'm just a puppet now, I still keep a fragment of my conscience, and apparently a fragment of my boner. But it's already corrupted. Her revenge and smile inspire love instead of hatred. Because my life and world are only Lillian now. Just Lillian. Just Lillian. Just Lillian. We'll be together always for all eternity. Oh, sorry. We'll be together always for all eternity. Of course, I'll always protect you, help you, and love you for all eternity. I'll do everything so that my lady, my princess, can be happy. I couldn't expect any less from you, my loyal servant. You truly are my knight in silver armor. Well done. Town of Abingdon, Oxfordshire, country, November 12th. Country? County? Do you mean county? Okay. It's been over 1 week since the discovery of the total slaughter in the small town. Police still have no clues about what happened here. The evidence is scattered everywhere, explained the chief of police, William Lame. It's as if we were trying to find a needle in a haystack, an explanation for why everyone suddenly decided to kill all their neighbors and commit suicide later. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, but sadly there isn't one. In this case, the needle does not exist. So far, everything seems to point to that it was a pagan ritual. This town years ago was related to witches and other supernatural legends, but there is no doubt these deaths were the result of nothing but human actions. Anyway, we will continue with the investigations. The chief sounded confused, but in reality, all the country is. I mean, yeah, or, the world. Anyone who knows about it really would be confused. Literally in a single night, all the inhabitants of Abingdon died by the hand of their own neighbors. There were not just murders, many were tortured too. According to the investigations, more than 1,000 people were burned alive in this incident. Nailed it! Nailed it! Nailed it. Can I skip the credits? Probably not. I'm pretty sure there's still another ending. Huh. Oh, I can! Yay! I'm pretty sure there's still another ending, right? Okay. That was blank. I just miscounted, but that was blank before. I guess there is one more ending. I chose both options, though. Damn it! I chose every option presented, though. How's there another ending? Ugh, well, I'll be right back. The skip button's grayed out. I was kind of guess checking. Alright, here we go. I think I found it. Maybe it was like a combination of things I had to do or something. It's then that I noticed a path that I haven't seen before. Should I take it? Yes. I should face with courage whatever I find there. Alright, here we go. New path! It's a whole new world we live in. I don't know how long I've been running, but it's been some time since I last heard either the voice or meows, much to my relief. I finally stopped placing my hands on my knees, feeling that I'm on the edge of fainting. I breathe through my mouth, trying to fill my lungs with as much air as I can. Well, my legs hurt as if they had been hammered mercilessly, but this pain does not bother me because I'm finally safe, at least temporarily. I'm still lost in the dark forest and surrounded by this rotten air, but they don't feel nearly as bad as before. I look down at the ground while trying to catch my breath. Damn, how can I get out of here? I asked, confused and frustrated. I felt really anguished. I closed my eyes and let out a long sigh. I have to calm myself. Easy, you can get out of this forest. Have a little rest and then continue walking. I give myself a moment. I needed it. I open my eyes and at that moment I see there's something below me. I almost step on it. Because of the darkness and my desperation, I had not noticed it before. Confused, I note a small hand that comes out of the ground. It is a human hand, at least in form. With only a glimpse, I could tell that it was a toy made out of metal. Without hesitation, I bend down and start to dig it out. Okay. Slowly, my hands move away the earth that hit a toy, only to discover it was the figure of a knight. It's dirty and very worn down. Must be a very old toy. I raise the toy to my eyes, examining it carefully. Lillian. My knight. I read aloud what the toy had written on its back. Must be the name of the person whom it belonged to. I look at it carefully, trying to think of who Lillian might be. But naturally, the effort was just a waste of time. In the end, I have no other alternative than to continue walking in the dark. The break is over. Without delay, I move my feet and start to walk. This time, there's no need to run. I don't know where I might end up, but I know that I don't want to be here. What is this place? I ask myself when I arrive at a clearing in the forest. Only a few minutes since I found the toy have passed. There's something strange about this place. But not because it's dark and oppressive as the rest of the forest. It's actually the opposite. I find it somehow nostalgic, for lack of a better word. The atmosphere here is pure and kind, as if it were a sanctuary from the darkness. I shake my head, confused, but I don't give it any more thought. It may only be that I'm too far away from that cat, and that's why the curse is weaker here. There's the foreboding moon again. At last, I can see the night sky. The full moon shines elegantly, surrounded by a blanket of darkness and stars. Whoops. A beautiful image, but there's nothing strange about it. How weird. Wasn't there a half moon? Jesus Christ. No, there wasn't. There was never a half moon, Axel. Anyway, it's not important. The moon won't come and save me. Nothing will. I'll die no matter what I do. I lower my sight. It was then that I noticed there was a cabin in the clearing. It was hidden under the shade of the trees nearby. That's why I didn't see it before, I think. The cabin looks old and worn down, even depressing. But if I'm lucky, there may be someone there. I may not have managed to escape, but I could wait for the sun to rise in that cabin. I'm sure that when the night ends, so will my concerns. Without wasting any more time, I decide to enter the cabin. I open the old door slowly, observing that no one is waiting for me on the other side. Apparently it's empty. It's quiet, forgotten. Curiosity takes control of me. I explore it. It seemed to be the most interesting thing I could do at that moment, although I doubt it could be the excitement of running for my life. Thank God. Inside, there's not much that is special. The first thing I notice is that it doesn't have many of the modern commodities such as electricity, telephone, or water pipes. Everything is rustic. It seemed that the place is even older than it appeared to be on the outside, as impressive as that sounds. In the living room, there is a fireplace. With curiosity, I look inside it, but there is only ash. No one had used it in a long time. At the table, I see that there were 3 empty plates. It was as if the family that lived here was getting ready to eat, except that there was no food for them. I then decide to enter the rooms. The first one had a double bed. There's not much else there. I saw just a wardrobe and a chest of drawers made of wood, yet both were empty. If there were ever clothes in them, they must have disappeared with time, I guess. Then I go to the second room, and this bed is smaller. I guess only one person used it. The first thing I notice is that there are toys on the floor. Figures of animals made of wood, also some marbles and a rag doll. Whoever lives... Okay, I think I see what's going on. Whoever lives here, or better said, lived here, did not seem to have great interest in order. However, I can't imagine that is very important after all this time. My first impression is that the room belonged to a girl, not a child. Jesus Christ. At first sight, the room appeared to have nothing special, but after checking the place better, I found a notebook. I observed the notebook with curiosity and opened to the first page. Everything was fuzzy, but from what little I managed to understand, it seemed to be a diary. All the pages are worn down, and the writing is so blurred I couldn't understand almost anything. I go through every page until I find a fragment that was strangely preserved. Alright, here we go. Today, Dad returned home with a toy. It was a knight in silver armor, as in fairy tales. I can't even describe how happy I felt when I saw it. I immediately ran to him and gave him a big, strong hug. This toy must have been expensive, but he said that the blacksmith owed him a favor. That's it? Oh, okay. That's it. When I finished reading, I realized it was talking about the same toy I have in my hands. It must be Lillian, I said, speaking to the dairy. Oh. Ha! Ha! That's an inside joke. Tiny will know that joke. I said, speaking to the dairy without waiting for an answer. Then my curiosity led me to check the other pages until I again found a legible fragment. It was right at the end of the diary, many pages away from the day in which she got this toy. Mom woke me up suddenly in the middle of the night. She and Dad seem to be altered. Okay. It's not like when they fight, but without a doubt something is happening to them. Mom told me to pack only what is necessary and prepare to leave. There was no time to even talk about it. Why do we have to leave? It's very late and I'm sleepy. I want to stay in bed. After that, the diary ends abruptly without having even scrawls on the other pages. It was abandoned as this house was without looking back. It sounds rather sad, but it seemed that they had an important reason to do so. Also, I like how Lillian had enough time to write that in the diary, though. It was then that I suddenly heard the sound of footsteps inside the cabin. My heart freezes for a moment. I don't know why, but an incredible fear invades me. The room's door slowly begins to open, only to reveal the person behind it. Exclaimed a confused girl dressed in black who looked more or less my age. She has extraordinary beauty with golden hair and blue eyes. She is surprised to see me, but not more than I was. Is it possible there is another person caught in this cursed forest? Why are you here? The girl asked me. Her blue eyes set their gaze on me. At first, she does not seem angry, but later her expression becomes more aggressive. What were you doing? She narrows her eyes as if trying to look inside of me. Sorry, I saw this cabin and felt the urge to explore it on the inside, I responded immediately. I didn't think it would bother anyone. The cabin seemed abandoned a long time ago. I'm so nervous I start to sweat. After saying that, the room is surrounded by an awkward silence. The girl looks at me in silence for a few seconds before suddenly laughing. I see, you must be the knight who I was calling before, she said with a sweet smile. Jesus Christ. I blinked, surprised. You were the voice that I heard inside my mind? It's hard to believe what I just heard. I remember that the voice was calling me to a place, but that evil cat wouldn't let me pass. The girl laughed softly before nodding a couple times. Yes, that was me. While speaking, she looks me in the eyes with tenderness. Yeah, okay. I feel something warm in my heart just from seeing that look of hers. I actually wanted you to come to this place, but I don't know why you started to run in the opposite direction. The girl looks a little sad after saying that, however she quickly recovers her smile. That's why I went out looking for you. I would have never imagined that you would end up here. Me neither. I was just walking without knowing where I was going, looking for the way out of this forest, I replied sincerely. I guess I'm lucky, but there's something in her voice that I don't like. Oh, wow. There's something in her voice that you don't like. Huh. That's weird. Anyway, if it comes from, oh my god, if it comes from a girl so sweet, I should be good. At that moment, I noticed that the girl never stopped staring at me. Her eyes contemplate me with so much adoration that I feel both flattered and uncomfortable. I take a step backwards because of my anxiety, but she instantly takes a step forward. Brave knight, there's something I need to ask of you, the girl unexpectedly said. I don't know if that is the appropriate way of addressing me, but I can't deny that I like it. Wow. What is it? A gulp shortly after asking, my heart's beating really fast. And the girl goes one step further and then another. She's now so close I could smell her feminine scent. It seems that she did not know the concept of personal space. It was then that I suddenly heard something hit the ground. Surprise makes us both silent. At that moment I realized that something that should be in my hand was no longer there. Unwittingly I dropped the knight toy. My anxiety made me clumsy. That, said the girl after a short silence. The look in her eyes had changed completely. She's astonished. Suddenly, something had stolen her breath. The blue eyes are no longer concentrated on me, but looked down at something on the floor. Where did you find that? The girl asked, astonished. I did not know how to react. I just silently bent down to pick up the toy. Then I offered to her kindly. After hesitating for a moment, she almost snatches it from my hands. It seemed to be something very precious to her. Gee, I wonder who she is then, Axel. Come on. I found it buried in the forest, I replied kindly, as I see how she embraces it. Such tenderness that makes me smile. I guess that you must be Lillian? She nods. Yes, my name is Lillian. She then returns her gaze towards my face. Her eyes reflect a shy and pure kindness. Thank you, she says timidly. My name is Axel, and you don't have to thank me. Even if we couldn't escape, it seems that I would have some company. If all goes well, we only have to wait until the sun rises. I give one more look at Lillian. The first thing that is noticeable is her... Oh my god. You've called her beautiful like 95 times in the last 2 minutes. But after seeing more carefully, I notice that there's something more. It's a presence. It's a little strange. She blinks after realizing that I'm looking at her. Immediately, I avert my sight nervously, only to hear her laugh. You're the girl who lived in this house, is that right? I asked, steeling myself for what she was going to answer. How is it that you're still in this place? I gulped. Perhaps you're some kind of ghost or something like that? Lillian looks me in the eyes with tenderness. Jesus Christ, the word tenderness is so overused in this game. Do I look anything like a scary ghost to you? She says playfully. I immediately reply saying no, with a shake of my head. You're right, I lived in this cabin for a long time with my family, but that is now a thing of the past. Could you tell me about that? I asked, guided by my curiosity without thinking that it might be something personal. Lillian closed her eyes and thought about it for a moment. I could, but only if you promise to help me before listening to it. Suck face with me and become my slave, and then I'll tell you. She said, looking at me later with puppy eyes, currently begging for my approval. I cannot stop thinking about, oh my god. But something does not convince me. Promise to help you, I said without much energy. Before promising that, I need to know what kind of help you want from me. My words are firm. I don't want her to ask later for my soul or to drink my blood. Huh. Weird. What would give you that idea or impression? Lillian makes a childish and annoyed face for a couple of seconds. I just want a bit of your energy, Knight. If you give it to me, then I'll respond to all your questions. After saying that, she gives a tender look towards me. I don't understand what she means by energy. It's not like I'm a battery. Yes, you are. That's what Dolan said earlier. But I do have many questions that I would like to ask. I doubt for a moment before sighing with resignation. I guess we can do that. It seems there's no other way out. Okay, but will I do that? I ask, looking at her confused. And smiles unexpectedly full of joy. It's very easy. You just need to kiss you just need to suck face with me until you're not my fucking weird fucking thrall. That's all. Just, She responded as if it wasn't anything out of the ordinary, like whatever. Every time you kiss someone, you become their thrall and lose all of your will to live and just suffer for all eternity. Did I hear her right? We have to We have to do that? I lost my breath just from thinking about it. It seems that coming to this forest was a good idea after all. Yeah, of course. Think with your dick in your hand again. I suddenly feel Lillian caressing my cheek with one hand. I turn to see her face, only to discover that she's very close to me again. Instantly I blush, but shortly after I notice something strange. Her body feels cold. I don't know how to explain it, but her presence is strangely faint. The texture of her skin is nice, but at the same time weak. Lillian smiles while she looks me in the eyes with a mischievous face. I must reward you for giving me back my toy, she said gently while approaching her lips to mine, slowly savoring every moment. Couldn't do anything to stop her. Soon I feel her lips against mine. At that moment I felt as if I'd been possessed. Gee, I wonder why. My desires take control of my body, forcing me to kiss. Yep, we've seen this before. However, the sweetness soon dies, being replaced with a stabbing pain. We've seen this before too. What did you do? You don't need to fear. I just took a portion of your energy as we agreed. Oh, okay. So there's no Ashley this time. Alright, answered Lillian, looking at me with puppy eyes that begged me not to get angry with her. Don't worry, you'll feel better soon, she added shortly after. I become silent just from seeing her. I cannot be angry with someone like her. Then I sigh, leaving my anger and concerns with my breath. Soon after that, I notice Lillian does nothing more than look at me tenderly, waiting for me to say something. Like, why the fuck do I feel so dead right now? It was then that I realized something. Suddenly, the presence of Lillian becomes heavier. Skimmed with curiosity. Before, she felt almost transparent, but now I see her with solid colors. As if before she was a reflection, and now she was real. Did you notice, my knight? She asked, full of joy. Thanks to you, I can now materialize myself completely. Before, my presence was partial, dim, but now I have more power thanks to you, Lillian explained, giving me a smile. Now I understand why she wanted my help. But after hearing that, one thing is clear to me. She's not human. I mean, just because you have magic power doesn't mean that you're not human. Do you understand anything about fiction? With that, do you have everything you wanted? I ask, a little disgusted. I can't say that I'm happy after this. Really? Every other route, I'm pretty sure you were really mad when it stopped. Whatever. I still have some difficulty standing. Lillian responds with a nod. Yes, I will now respond to your questions, kind knight. Her words are honest, just like the sweet look in her eyes. Well, it seems that I can trust her. After looking at her for a moment, my lips finally move. What are you exactly, Lillian? Was my first question. No doubt it must sound strange, but there's something here that doesn't make any sense. Are you really not a ghost, or perhaps you're a witch? Lillian stares carefully at me before laughing softly, closing her eyes for a moment. Then she looks directly into my eyes. You got one of them right, my knight. She pauses. I really am a spirit, but before I was a witch who lived in this place. A spirit? I asked, confused. How is that any different from a ghost? To me it sounded like the same thing. But then I see Lillian shaking her head in denial. She then looks me straight in the eyes. A ghost is the soul of someone who died, and which, by some force, it remains in this world. A spirit, on the other hand, is a different entity. They have a much more powerful presence and do not necessarily come from a dead person. Could you speak common, please? I asked, completely lost. I guess she knew how to differentiate them, but all of this was completely new to me. Lillian then laughed sweetly as if my confusion was adorable. A ghost is someone who died, but their soul stayed on this earth. A spirit is a supernatural entity that does not need to come from a living being. An example would be the fairies or the spirits of the forest. That was much clearer. I silently take a moment to connect the dots. Exclaimed thoughtful before looking back at her beautiful face. Her blue eyes patiently wait for me to say something. So you mean that you were a witch before, but somehow ended up becoming a spirit of this forest? I asked quizzically. After hearing me, Lillian nods and then gives me a smile. That's right. I was a young witch who lived in this cabin with my parents, but unfortunately... Lillian stops suddenly. For a moment, the expression on her face seems to be full of hatred. But one instant later, she's back to normal. It must have been an error of mine. Yeah, of course it was. But something happened, and after death, I ended up becoming a spirit. Yeah, it must have been a mistake. It's not like she's just not giving you all the information or anything. Added Lillian soon after, giving more light to the situation. Or less light, depending on how you look at it. When she said the last word, she gave me a sweet, small smile, looking at me with pure innocence. I understand. I murmured, however, God damn it, Windows, fuck off. I murmured, however, there was still something important I wanted to know. My eyes then set on Lillian. Why were you calling me before, Lillian? I asked with a sharp look on my eyes. In my eyes. As if I tried to see inside her soul. It's really hard for me to deal with this grammar, you guys. It's making me really, salty. She gazes at me tenderly. Because I needed your help, kind knight. But also to protect you. Hearing her say that surprises me, but she doesn't seem to be lying, even though she's lying. I think you've seen it, the evil cat that lives in this forest. She's an evil spirit. The image of the cat flashes in my mind at that very moment. She's right. It was because of that cat that I ended up in this place, or that could just be random assumption. Surely the cat is the one who created this rotten and sinister atmosphere. Before I was happy to... Not even the right character. Before I was happy as the spirit of this forest. The joy that surrounded me gave me the energy that fed me. Like from all those corpses that I hung from the ceiling of those people that I killed because they came into my cabin and I ate them. You know, those people. Let's just forget about that. Let's just lie about that. Let's just not say anything about that. But since that cat appeared, nobody came. That's why I couldn't keep my material form and had to steal your energy. Oh, okay, so it's the cat's fault. I said with a better idea of the situation. Finally, there's one last thing I'm curious about. Lillian, do you know about the disappearances of 5 men which took place in this forest? Oh, yeah, just look away, that's fine. Lillian seems surprised by my question, but she quickly regains her composure. With a fragile look in her eyes, she nods twice. I fucking killed them. Yes, they're dead. That cat stole their vital energy, killing them. That's how she acquires more power. Yeah, of course. Wait, isn't that the same thing you did with me? I asked, confused. Lillian immediately shakes her hands while showing me the plums. In a shy gesture. In a shy gesture that I said was wrong. It's very different. She didn't stop and ended up taking all life from them. I wouldn't kill such a kind knight like you, who voluntarily came to me to give me something so precious. I would just make them into my slave, and then make them kill thousands of people, and then make them pleasure me for all eternity, and watch as they suffer, not being able to do anything about the situation. That's all. Explained Lillian. Basically, they had the same power, but different intentions. I understand. I said, thinking about it for a moment with my sight down. I then returned my eyes to Lillian. I still have one doubt left. Why have all the disappearances occurred on All Hallows Eve? Because it is the only night in which we can materialize, answered Lillian quickly, speaking with perfect calmness as if it were something ordinary. Fortunately, my look of confusion seems enough to tell her that I didn't understand well what she meant. During the night of All Hallows Eve, magic becomes more powerful. All the other days, I'm only an invisible being that cannot do more than observe this forest. But on the night of All Hallows Eve, I am able to show my presence and I appear. You're trying to say that during the other days you don't have any power? I asked curiously. That would explain well what was happening. I guess it would be the same case for the cat, only in this night she could be dangerous. Lillian nods. Yes, that's right, brave knight. The look in her eyes is sincere. I see. Thank you very much. That was everything I wanted to know. I never thought that I would say something like this on this night, but her answers have been of great help. Finally, I felt more confident and not as lost as before. Now the only thing left was to wait for the sun to rise in this cabin. Fortunately, the atmosphere here seems more friendly and calm. Once the sun rises, I could escape without problems, or have survived the wickedness of that cat. I was lost in my thoughts when suddenly I noticed that the look Lillian had upon me. Her eyes tell me she wants to ask me something. Something wrong, Lillian? I asked, not knowing what to expect. She instantly responds with a nod. Kind knight, now that you know the truth, there's a special mission in which I need your help. I want you to help me defeat that cat and break this curse. Her words leave me at a loss for breath. Nailed it. Defeat her? But what could I do against the cursed cat? I'm just a normal person. Without a doubt, I'd like to put an end to the curse, but I can't take on impossible tasks after hearing me, Lillian's eyes light up with hope. You don't have to fear, Knight. You're much stronger than you look. You have a large amount of magical energy sleeping within you, because you're the main character. Lillian pauses. You will also have my support. Lillian gets closer to me. Having her so close makes me nervous. I hope she doesn't want more energy, although I wouldn't complain if she wants to kiss me again. Do you really need my help, Lillian? It sounded too dangerous. I would prefer not to be in a fight. She nods before looking at me with pleading eyes, silently begging me for help. Yes, it's necessary. The cat and I have evenly matched powers, but your presence, Knight, that could give me the victory. There's nothing but tenderness in her blue eyes. It's hard to say no to a look like that. My heart beats fast with anxiety. Honestly, I don't want to meddle between them. Oh my god. This is going on long. I thought I'd be done by now. That's fine. We'll trudge on. But if what she says is true, that I can make a difference and put an end to this curse once and for all, then I have to do it. Okay. I'll help you kill the cat and end the curse, I said, full of determination. It's hard to believe the words that came out of my mouth, but there are times that we have to be strong. I cannot forget that she has killed innocents before. Lillian seems surprised to hear me say that. No! She suddenly said. Don't kill her. After saying that, she stays silent. She seems scared. I look at her without understanding what's wrong. If you kill her, she'll later be reincarnated as a more evil and more powerful being. This is the first time that I've seen Lillian this worried. No doubt it's something serious. Okay, that makes that other ending make a little bit more sense. Knight, please trust me. The best thing we could do is to capture her. That is precisely the mission I had for you. Capture her? I repeat, confused, staring into her eyes. Lillian nods. Yes, if you see that she tries to take her own life, you must stop her. Just hold her for a few seconds. That'll be enough for me to imprison her. Lillian explains, looking at me again with puppy eyes. And how am I supposed to do that? I ask, not fully convinced of this plan. My reflexes are not better than a cat, for sure. I'll use my magic to strengthen your body. As soon as the combat starts, she will place all her attention on me. So when you see that she's about to take her life, you must move as fast as you can and hold her, brave knight. Lillian said, placing all of her trust in me. Okay, I understand. I answer full of determination. This was our plan of counterattack. With my help, this long curse would finally break. Very well, you could count on me. After hearing me, she's filled with joy. Yep. Closes her eyes for a moment. When she opens them, she gives me a look filled with love, along with a radiant smile. For a second, I felt as if we'd been in love for years, something beautiful but false. More than anything, I would help her. It seemed like I was making a bigger... More than saying that I would help her, it seemed like I was making a bigger commitment, and therefore a more cherished one. As if I had promised that I would always be her ally. In any case, I was happy to see her so happy. She must have been alone for a long time. However, suddenly her expression changes. From one second to the next, Lillian gives an expression of anguish. Something was bothering her. The cat approaches. Soon she will be here. Hearing her say that made my heart skip a beat. Anxiety grows within me. Apparently Lillian noted it because she was unexpectedly gave me a smile. Fear not, gentle knight, she said tenderly before making a more serious face. Quickly, give me a kiss so I can strengthen your body. Kit? I'm not even able to finish my sentence before Lillian, impatient, planted a new kiss on my lips, soft, pleasant, makes my heart beat. Got it. I'm like super not into any of it. I really want to see what happens, don't get me wrong, but I'm super not into any of that stuff. The game's not rubbing me in the right way for any of that. This time I did not feel weaker. All the opposite. Her kiss filled me with energy and power. Lillian's kiss would be the best way to wake up every day, Jesus Christ. Better than coffee or a sudden cold shower, I thought, joking with myself. However, before we finished our kiss, suddenly something attacks us with such power that it destroys part of the cabin, opening a large hole that connects to the outside. The wrecking ball doing its job blew me away from Lillian. Equal surprise. I immediately got up and looked for the culprit. Alright. You really are an idiot. What are you doing? Said a girl with white hair and red eyes that I had never seen before. But somehow she appeared to know me. The way she looks at me makes me think that. How impatient you are, Ashley. Don't you see that I was having an intimate moment with my knight? Responded Lillian with a mischievous smile on her face. Or is it that you're jealous because men prefer me? Jeez. No wonder, you're just an annoying brat. The girl with red eyes, Ashley, sits her eyes on Lillian, seeing her as an enemy. I won't let you leave this place. I'll never leave you. There's an anger in her words, but there's also something strange. She doesn't sound evil. She rather seemed to be on the defensive. It's strange, but that's my impression. Lillian chuckles after hearing her, hiding her lips behind a hand with elegance. Oh, is she doing the... You're wrong. This will be the night of your defeat. Ashley makes snorts in anguish. I didn't want to do this, but I guess I have no choice. Unexpectedly, just as she finishes speaking, she jumps at me with extraordinary speed. I'm more than impressed, however, I managed to dodge her somehow, jumping towards Lillian. When my feet touch the ground, I'm right next to her. Lillian smiles, and then a strong current of air pushes Ashley away from us. Magic, without a doubt. You giant babaka! Ashley shouted, falling with a perfect balance as one might expect of a cat. I'm pretty sure that in this particular timeline, you don't know that she's a cat. I don't think you... you guess you could have put the pieces together, but so far you're not very smart, so I don't think that's the case. I think that's an error, but that's fine. There was no further explanation. It had to be her. Never mind. Never mind. I guess he did. Otherwise, the attack and the fact that they knew each other wouldn't make sense. Wow, I like how I criticized that and then immediately got shot down. I guess that's fair. Do you know what you're even doing? You're endangering the entire world, you fucking idiot. You're wasting your time, Lillian said without even giving me time to think about it. He's already chosen to be my ally. Axel is my knight. Together we'll defeat you, Ashley. Without a doubt, that was what I had promised. But Lillian was acting different from before. She was arrogant and seemed to enjoy it. The girl then hisses with anger, imitating an angry cat. She even shows me her teeth, and her nails grew at that time. You really are an idiot, she said, furious with her red eyes gazing at me. I'm the good one. That princess behind you is the one who killed all of them. Exclaimed confused before seeing how Ashley jumps to dodge a ball of energy translucent as if it was made out of hot air. But with a power so great that it opens a hole in the ground where she was standing. It was Lillian who shot it from the tip of her fingers. Oh, like Frieza Death Ball style? I can feel a huge and unknown energy concentrate on her hand. However, what most surprises me is the expression on her face. A malicious smile draws on her lips. Was she having fun? Why would fighting to break the curse be fun? I look at the face of Ashley to compare it. It is just the opposite. Ashley appeared to be in agony, worrying about what would happen while giving it her all. Why do you believe all of her words? Ashley shouted before dodging another ball of energy. The blast echoed in my ears. I just wanted to scare them away. She's the one who stole the energy of those men to consummate her revenge. Once again, I'm at a loss for breath. Now the seed of doubt is planted in my mind. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm even more confused than before. Something is wrong with the two of them. Both Ashley and Lillian do not appear to be what they say. At least I cannot believe in them. Shut up! Lillian yelled, furious at the same time that she fires a large bolt of lightning at her. The attack is so fast and powerful that she cannot avoid it. Then Lillian turns to look at me. My knight, do not fall for her lies. She's just trying to confuse you. Lillian looks me in the eyes with indescribable oh my god. The overuse of that word is actually painful to me. The change in her emotions is so drastic that I don't know how I feel on the matter. You believe me, don't you? She ended with a kind and innocent smile. However, innocent too. Sick of that word. However, before being able to say something, we're interrupted. A great wave of translucent energy hits Lillian, knocking down part of the cabin. The blast was tremendous, so much that I am stunned, speechless. Again, it was like seeing a wrecking ball doing its job, an unstoppable force. Curse you, I'll make you pay, Lillian cried, furious, cleaning up the blood on her lips. Despite the monstrous hit, she was almost completely clean. You deserve it for flirting in the middle of a match. God. Ashley scolded her, looking furious too. After saying that, Ashley and Lillian resumed their fierce and fantastical fight, using powers I cannot even begin to understand, much less describe. Either way, one thing is certain, I don't want to be in this wrecked cabin. However, as soon as I move on, I unexpectedly step on something. Confused to look down only to find the toy knight. It must have fell from Lillian's hands after that attack. When my eyes set on it, everything becomes silent. I watch fascinated, as if it was the most interesting thing that existed. Ignoring the incredible combat that takes place right in front of my eyes, this toy calls me something, and it is calling me. Without even thinking, I pick it up from the ground. Is this going to be some Deus Ex Machina bullshit? It is at that time that I am transported to another place. No, that's a mistake. I'm still in the same cabin as before, however, what has changed is the time. The cabin now looks clean and full of life, almost as if it were new. Okay. I find myself extending both hands, palms up, awaiting to receive something. My eyes look up, beholding the loving smile of an older man with a beard, but almost no hair. Without hesitation, he puts something in my hands. It's cold and hard. It has a familiar shape. It is the toy knight. Having it in my hands fills me with great joy. It was something that I desired so much but never hoped to have. It was too expensive, too unnecessary, but I still dreamed to see a knight in shining armor. Since long ago it had been one of my whims. To see this futile dream fulfilled fills me with an unexplained happiness. Someone heard it. This unnecessary dream that even the owner had hopelessly abandoned. There was someone who picked it up and gave it life. What could I call something like that but love? Being able to hold it in my hands meant more to me than any other gift. Even if they had offered me a bag of gold in its place, it would have not been the same. Without hesitation, the first thing I did was engrave my name on it. Lillian. This belongs to me, is mine and mine alone. Hey, there's the moon again. The next second, I'm in the forest. My legs hurt and I'm out of breath. I'm terribly tired. I just want to rest a little. But suddenly my father takes my hand. He's angry, or rather desperate. He forces me to continue running. Our escape was cut short, however. Soon the toy would fall to the ground, stained with blood. It was a surprise attack. Only I would survive. Miraculously, I survived those wounds that should have been fatal. It was a meaningless miracle. The next day, it wouldn't be more than ash. I can't believe this is going on 3.5 hours right now. I thought it'd be over a while ago. I looked up the length of the game and it was like 2 to 3 hours. I guess it's because I'm reading it, right? When I return to the real world, I feel there is something on my face. With a frozen expression, I touch it only to discover that they were tears. I look at my hand for a few seconds, completely lost in that image. I hear nothing. I see nothing else. I just think. There's something twisted in all of this. The Lillian here is the same Lillian I saw, but not completely. Definitely something is missing from her. She's just a fragment. Suddenly, I shake my head. There's something I need to see. Ashley and Lillian continue fighting using all kinds of extraordinary bullshit. Ashley shoots lightning bolts. Lillian deflects them with a shield. Oh, whoa. Lillian smiles just at the same time she covers her body with a thick darkness, which later takes the form of a huge snake. The Serpent of Darkness attacks Ashley, but she manages to dodge it thanks to her great reflexes. Why are you doing this? Ashley asks, angry at the same time she fires a red lightning bolt. But it did not seem to be made of electricity, but of a different energy. The lightning hits the snake, dispersing some of the thick darkness. A long time passed. The people who hurt you are already gone. There isn't even a memory of the crime committed here anymore. The only thing here is a village of innocent people. Ashley said just before Lillian attacks her again. This time she's not fast enough. The serpent tears her side, causing a serious wound. However, in front of my eyes, I see it reduced to nothing in just a moment. Is it that you've forgotten the feeling of tears falling down your cheeks? And blood escaping from your body until you lose all of your heat? Lillian responded without hesitation. Her answer turns me to stone. I mean, okay. Given what's going on, you could use different wording. I almost took that literally for a second and got confused. I don't think anyone could blame me. No matter how much I want to forget it, no matter how much time passes, for me it remains as vivid as when it happened. I cannot live otherwise if it is not like this. Every day it eats me from the inside. Apparently Lillian has discarded the good girl act or had forgotten all about me. Not wasting time, Ashley fires a red lightning bolt, even bigger than the previous. She was giving everything in this fight. Lillian responds, throwing all the darkness that covers her body to Ashley, revealing her human body again. Darkness and light colliding in an explosion. For a moment, everything was covered by a white light, accompanied by a deafening noise. When my vision returns, I see that both Ashley and Lillian are seriously injured. They gasp for air while staring into the eyes of the other. I have no doubts Ashley was telling the truth. It was not that the cat that killed those men, but Lillian, because of her desire for revenge, or rather, her inability to forget the pain of what they did to her. Lillian is an aggressor, but she's also a victim. She's suffering. I press the toy in my hands with all my strength and in anxiety. I don't know what to do, but I know I don't want to stay in here idly. I must intervene. It was then that, unexpectedly, in front of my eyes, something happens that leaves me speechless. This is enough. I won't let you disturb me anymore. This will be the night that I defeat you. Lillian said at the same she gathers an incredible magic. Fucking nailed it. Dozens of snakes of darkness revolved around her, floating in the air. She was preparing to cast an enormous spell. Try if you can, princess. I won't let you hurt anybody ever again, replied Ashley, doing the same thing, only that in her case, the energy takes the form of red and white light. An immense power surrounds each, revealing the nature of their interior. It was easy to know what they were planning. The intensity of the energy covering them at the time leaves me speechless. It's something I'd never seen before. Immeasurable, indescribable, and above all that, fascinating. Wait! I shout, desperately trying to stop them, but they can't hear me. In the world they are now the only two that exist. In their world, they are now the only two that exist. Before I knew it, my legs began to move with extraordinary speed thanks to the spell from Lillian. He's about to Ash Ketchum this shit. Future me, play that clip. You know the one. Ah! The two activate their spells at the same time. They yell with all of their might and heart. A stream of red and white light advances unstoppable against another of darkness and moving in the opposite direction as if there were two trains about to collide. I don't know if that grammar was right either. I just kind of breezed through it. Stop! I yell from the bottom of my soul, possessed by the desire to stop them before they hurt themselves anymore. I don't know why, but something inside me pushes me to do so. The feeling I had was like seeing two great friends fighting to the death. In any case, I don't have time to question what I did. It was already done. Before I knew it, I was already between the two. I opened my eyes wide with disbelief when I realized that my eyes reflect the intense light that becomes brighter by the instant until it hits me, making a monstrous
Ash, wait! You gotta stop right now!
He did Ash Ketchum that shit. An explosion like nothing else I'd ever seen before, with me in the center of it. At that moment, everything turned white. Then I turned to stone, and then a bunch of animals started crying, and then I got up, and it was fine. All sounds, all images, all the smells and sensations are gone. I was left alone, abandoned, and empty white. How can I describe what it feels like to leave this world? It was as if I had been pushed into the sea and sank quickly, leaving behind the world from where I came. Even if I stretch my hand, I cannot reach it. I just continue to sink until the image of the surface disappears. The only difference is that here there is no darkness. Instead, it is white, an eternal white. I cannot speak. Moving is impossible, considering that I don't even have a body. The only thing I do is sink deeper with every passing second. While I do so, I can't help but feel sad, or rather nostalgic. I just entered this place, and already I feel as if I had spent years here. Suddenly, the white becomes something different. The eternal white changes to green. It turns into a forest. There's a cabin in the forest. In the cabin, there are 3 people: my mom, my dad, and I. No, that is a mistake. I'm not me. I am Lillian. Lillian and Ashley. What? The real one. And not those 2 who were fighting before. Now I understand it. Now I understand. I'm not dead. Their power didn't exterminate me, but showed me a window to the inside. Lillian and Ashley are 2 names, but both belong to the same person? Because their parents could not decide to give her a middle name. Now I understand it. No, I fucking do not. No, I do not understand it. Please explain. You idiot, don't die. Suddenly I hear the voice of Ashley calling me. There's I think I sort of get it. There's a concern mixed with anger in her voice. Hearing it fills me with delight. My knight, resist. Then I hear the voice of Lillian. I can hear her just as concerned as Ashley. Despite being evil, she felt something for me. I guess it's impossible to have a 100% evil spirit. I am alive. I murmured with difficulty. I felt 10 times worse than waking up on a Monday at 6 a.m. in the morning to go to school, and that's saying a lot. I mean, I guess that's a good point. Waking up sucks dick. Slowly I regain my senses and start to perceive the world again. Shapes and sounds become clearer. As soon as I say that, both girls sigh with relief. They stopped fighting because I Ash Ketchum'd that shit. This is literally Pokemon the first movie. This is literally turned into Pokemon the first movie. And it's amazing. How can you be so stupid? Ashley roared furiously, although I don't blame her in the least. On the contrary, I believe she's right. I'm fucking retarded. Don't do something so dangerous. If possible, I'd prefer not to kill you. After saying that, she closes her eyes and crosses her arms, making an arrogant gesture. Are they really the same person? That can't possibly be actually what the case is, right? If they're the same person, then this is another similarity to Pokemon the first movie, because Mew and Mewtwo are technically the same thing. This is a clone. After saying that, she closes her eyes and crosses her arms, making an arrogant gesture. My knight. Then whispered Lillian, looking at me with puppy eyes. I'm lucky my sacrifice was able to stop them, at least for now. Here, I think this belongs to you. I said at the same time I placed the toy in the hands of Lillian. She looks at me more than surprised. She simply couldn't believe it. I had no words. I don't know how to say it, but I feel that this toy is what saved my life. I don't know about that, but I mean, you know. It's no coincidence that I found it. It must have been waiting for someone who could finally break the curse without killing her. That toy you have there is... Ashley murmured as surprised as Lillian. Her cheeks were slightly red, making her... Oh my god. Even now. It seems that even she could be cute when she wants to. That also belongs to you, am I right? I said shortly before standing. I already feel a little better, still tired, but not as bad as before. Without thinking, I cleaned the dirt on my clothes with my hands. Suddenly, everything had become too quiet. Confused, I look at Ashley's face and then Lillian's. They're cold, and more still than a statue. How could you know? The two cried in unison, destroying the short calm that was surrounding us. It was almost as loud as the explosion from before. I almost fall to the ground from the impression. Then they stare at me, narrowing their eyes as if trying to see inside me. There was something slightly funny about seeing them act like this. I inhaled to fill my lungs with... Oh my god. Why else would you inhale? Why else would you inhale? Jesus Christ. And fill my heart with courage. That toy told me. I don't know how it could happen, but I'm sure that was it. I don't know, Axel. I think you're fucking retarded. Since I found it, I felt a mysterious force guiding me, and during the match, it showed me scenes from your past. After saying that, I look at their faces. Both have the same thoughtful expression. They apparently had some difficulty believing it, but at the same time, they couldn't discard the possibility so easily. Is that actually the case? That's silly. Could it be that in all these years it was collecting that... Oh, wrong character, Jesus Christ. Could it be that in all these years it was collecting magical energy? Ashley asked herself, with her sight down and one hand under her chin while thinking deeply. That is the only explanation. It was filled with magical energy and relived its memories. Responded Lillian, thinking just as deep on the subject. After that, they both nodded at the same time. It was funny and adorable. However, I quickly erased the smile from my face. I wasn't going to stay like this. This is nothing more than a small truce. Next year would be the same. I have to put an end to this fucking curse. You two are the same person, am I right? So why do you have to fight? I asked, knowing that they would not take it well, but I couldn't avoid doing so. Instantly, both crossed their arms, making an angry face. It's her fault. This princess can't forget what happened and wants to take revenge on everybody. Even though hundreds of years have passed. Ashley angrily responded. She had a good point, but now that I've seen the past of the two, I think I can understand why that is. Don't lie, it's the fault of that cat. She always wants to act like a saint, but she doesn't even understand how horrible I feel inside. Every day, every night, I simply can't stay here doing nothing. Lillian added. Unfortunately, she didn't have any intentions to fight for now. At the time, I was going to be burned alive at the stake while a white cat was watching nearby. Using the last of my power, I managed to transfer my soul to her. I thought that would be the end. But soon, the desire for revenge grew in me, so much that it took a life of its own. My soul is fragmented. Ashley explained with complete seriousness. Lillian does not protest, that was the pure truth. I take a deep breath in preparation for what I had to do. Why do they look so different then? Oh, you fucking idiots. I unexpectedly said, seeing the angry faces from the two as a response. The one saying idiot here is the idiot. Ashley instantly replied, however, soon her anger disappears. I was embarrassed when I set my sight on her red eyes. I waited a couple of seconds before speaking. You're misinterpreting what you feel. You loved your family, isn't that right? It's because you love them that it hurts to have lost them. I'm not saying that it's okay to seek revenge. That is cruel. But don't bury and ignore your pain. Don't call it evil. It's only human. It seems that my words had some effect. Ashley, after a few seconds, lowers her sight, looking troubled. After saying that, I turn to look at Lillian. She blinks. Her blue eyes are anxious, as if they were impatient to know what I had to say to her. It's the same for you. You're not a demon. There's part of you that could be a good girl, Lillian. There's some good in you. I don't think that everything you told me was a lie, or that the joy in which I saw you hugging that toy was all an act. I pause while I remember those moments. I know it hurts, but the one who suffers the most from revenge is yourself, I added. There's no more to say. Lillian, like Ashley, lowers her head, questioning herself, looking sad and pensive. I can't help but think that having that toy in her hands helps to soothe her pain. Yes, you're right. The truth is that I hate them. I hate those damn idiots for what they did to me. It hurt a lot. We were innocent, Ashley cried, furious, revealing her hidden feelings. Yes, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt anybody. No matter how many I kill, I will never be able to turn back time or revive the dead. Lillian confessed with sadness in her voice. I'm gonna save them both. After saying that, they look at each other's eyes for a couple seconds before giving the other a gentle smile. It's like seeing a couple of sisters forgiving themselves after years of enmity. I like how, actually, now looking back on that one other ending where they killed each other, it's technically not homicide. It's suicide. I was pleased and grateful. I could not ask for a better end. I just stare at them while they're looking into their eyes, feeling a great satisfaction. I met them just this evening, but somehow I bonded with them. Ashley extends her hand to Lillian with perfect elegance in the gesture, as if inviting her to have a dance. Lillian nods and then accepts her hand. Ah. It's then that I suddenly see how they slowly begin to disappear. Both are dispersed in the form of particles of light. As if small fireflies were escaping from their bodies with a beautiful but depressing green color. Suddenly the two turn to gaze at me, giving me their last smile. It was a pleasure to meet you. No, I guess I can't call you stupid or an idiot anymore. It is a pity, but it was a pleasure to meet you, human. Are they really not human? Are we really going to go with being a witch makes you not human? I mean, I guess they're souls. But how are they not still considering themselves to be human? Like, are you fucking serious? Come on. Ashley said with the same arrogance as always, but this time she seemed to have more respect. I'm more than proud to hear it. Maybe if you hadn't attacked me in the beginning, we could have talked some more. Yeah, it's a bad habit I have. She smiles, a little ashamed knowing that my words are the truth. Thanks for helping us find the piece that we needed. Goodbye, noble knight. I confess I enjoyed kissing you. God damn it. You were right when you said that not everything was a lie. I enjoyed the time we spent together, even if short. I'm glad I didn't kill you. Lillian said, looking at me with a tenderness that breaks my heart despite what she says. Is there no way you could stay? I asked, being stubborn, but I didn't want things to end like this. We could start again, a new life, become good friends. I would like to, but my existence, the purpose of my life, has been fulfilled. Thank you for freeing me of these painful feelings I was carrying. Thank you for showing me that not everyone is evil and there are still good people like you. Thank you for trusting in me despite my corrupted soul. And this is goodbye. Yes. It was fun to meet you, said the two unexpectedly in unison. Well, that's a much better ending, at least. Those were their last words before disappearing while holding hands. Without thinking, I ran towards them, even if I couldn't do anything. I wanted to touch them one last time. But the only thing, particles of light, just like before. And I see the light rise higher and higher until it disappears into the night sky. Did it. I'm a hero. I'm the one who finally broke the curse. Now no one else here will be trapped by it. It ended too soon. I'd like to see you again someday. I murmured to the night sky, watching it with longing for a couple of minutes as if waiting for something to occur. But naturally, there's no response. Now the only thing that stays with me is an unfulfilled desire, my desire to have a second chance with them. Yeah? At least I know at the end of their lives they could find some happiness. Now I can only get out of the forest. Oh, I'm being messaged. I'll ignore that. I know that no one would believe my story if I tell it, but at least I'd achieved what was our main goal, an unforgettable night. Jesus Christ. Oh, there's no, 2 weeks later nonsense. No, 1 month later nonsense. It's just, okay. Alright. So, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Although I did have that one option that I didn't select. Fuck. The completionist in me is making me really want to do it since I got this far. Also, I haven't gotten the achievement yet. I didn't get the achievement yet for the Ashley Lillian ending, so I don't know. Maybe there's something else. I'm gonna wait a minute. Find out. I think, I'll hold off on giving my thoughts on the game until I see if I get that achievement yet. Ooh. Axel, Axel. Suddenly I feel someone shaking my shoulder impatiently while he calls my name. Oh, it's Steven. Immediately I open my eyes, discovering that it's Steven.
What are you doing, sleeping? Class is about to start.
Are you fucking serious? He said, looking at me as if I was doing something weird. I don't answer him. I look at my surroundings, making sure where I was. Yes, it's true. I'm at school, waiting for another boring day of class to start. My biggest struggle for this day was trying not to fall asleep. Sorry, I just had this dream last night that I was Ash Ketchum from Pokemon the first movie. A strange dream, murmured Alfred, showing some interest. Yes, that's what it was, just a strange dream. I was about to explain it, but Stephen interrupted me.
It's not point right now. What's the point of it will happen today?
And what is that you consider so important?
Well, according to my investigations, this is going to be a new female trend.
Are you kidding me? Are we really going this route? Are we really doing this route right now? Is this really the ending? As usual, I was more interested in girls than my fantastic dreams. Now that I think about it, I don't remember hearing before this student was going to be transferred. With curiosity, I hear what my classmates around me are talking about. They're all talking about the same thing. Well, I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
There's the quarters. No, there's a bar.
Stephen added. It was easy to tell that he was more eager to meet her. He needs to learn how to be more subtle. Attention, the teacher's coming, Alfred said, warning that it was time to return to our seats. Shortly after, we see the teacher enter, a man of about 40 years, bald, with glasses, carrying a couple of thick books. After a cordial greeting, the teacher prepares to introduce the new student.
Well, as everyone knows, today a student will join our class. Remember to be nice to her.
After saying that, we see the door opening. Oh, are they going to be, like, fused? I feel that everyone in the room is impatient to see the atmosphere of the place is loaded with cravings. However, when at last I see her face, I get the biggest surprise of my life. I knew it! It's like fused. Greetings. My name is Ashley Lillian Cut that part. Greetings. My name is Lillian Ashley Gwyndan. It's pronounced Gwyndan, she said, ending with a friendly smile. She's unquestionably a girl of great beauty. Well, I think I prefer both of them individually. If that's what we're talking about, I think I prefer both of them not fused, but that's fine. I must be the only one here who is surprised by something else. Lily and Ashley, I shout without thinking. I just don't believe it. Everyone then gives me a strange look at that moment as if I had slung on my face, but I don't care. The surprise is too big to hide it. Hello, Axel. We get to see each other. Hello, Axel. We get to see each other again, she said, giving me a sweet smile. At the same time, she waves her hand, blushing slightly embarrassed. I cannot answer. I simply have no voice. My mind is blank. This is the real girl. She's not Lillian. She's not Ashley. She's both. She looked just like in the memories I had of her. That's her real appearance before her soul was fragmented. I thought I would never see her again. It was then that, without thinking, I checked the date on my phone. What I find causes me to lose my breath. Huh. Okay. It's simply not possible. Time moved back. I had the feeling that it was something more than a dream. For a second I doubted, but now I'm sure. That night was real, as it is this day. This year I'll be blessed with living Halloween twice. Lillian then blushed, knowing that she was the center of attention of everyone there. Well, I'm very shy to talk about me. But there's one thing I would like to say before sitting in my seat to begin this class. Something is in the honor of this special day. The world then became silent, waiting for what the beautiful girl had to say. Lillian takes a moment to gather her courage before looking at us all, tilting her head gently and giving us her best smile. A radiant smile full of happiness. Oh, there's the achievement. Trick and treat. Well then. Well then. Mic drop. We said the title. We said the title! Mic drop! spin. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Alright. I guess I gotta see what happens if I say no then. No, it looks very dangerous. My objective is to get out of here. It's the best for me to escape from this cursed cat. Oh, okay, I see. It just plays like normal. I got it. Okay. I got it. How do I go back? Like that. Like that. Like that. Extra endings. We did it. We did it. We did it, everybody. We did it. And it only took us almost 4 hours. I thought it was supposed to be 2 to 3. I looked up the length of this game, and I thought it was supposed to be 2 to 3 hours. I would be lying if I told you that I'm not a little bit surprised by the length. That's fine. My throat kind of hurts. I didn't take any breaks really between that. Thoughts on the game. I initially gave a short rant about my thoughts on the game after I finished playing it. But upon watching everything back and editing the entire game and playthrough, I actually have different thoughts on the game than when I started and when I ended. I've had time to sleep on it, think about it. When I finished playing it, I wasn't extremely impressed or anything, and to be fair, I'm still not. But there was a lot of things in the game, things that I noticed and things that I thought about, and I thought they were silly or dumb, like continuity issues or obvious loopholes or silly things that shouldn't even be there. But in all fairness, going back and watching it back, a lot of those kind of resolved themselves. I was just being a little bit overly critical. So that's why I'm talking to you from the future right now. I want to give credit where it's due. This I think I may have shit on the game maybe just like a little bit too much. I originally gave it like a 4 or a 5 out of 10 score after I finished playing it. And I think if I'm being fair, I should give it a solid 5. Solid 5, maybe a low 6, Like, it was a little bit better. I was thinking about it for a while after I finished it, even before I started editing it. So I just want to be fair, give credit where it's due. It was pretty good. I don't think that English was the first language of the people who made this game. I think it was a small team. So I have to give them props for actually making it. I understood everything, so that's it's pretty good. But yeah, this is just Dylan coming at you from the fucking future. I just want to give credit where it's due, and have a happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Fucking peace.